Hello, my name is Sean Flynn with Akamai Technologies, and in this video I will cover how to create a rate policy in Kona Site Defender. Rate policies allow you to set limits on request rates to protect against denial of service attacks and other automated or excessive bot traffic. Let's go ahead and get started. In Akamai Control Center, go to the top left, select the drop-down box, and then go down to Web and Data Center Security and select Security Configurations. Next, go to the configuration that you wish to set the rate policy for. Select a version of the policy that is not in staging or production, then go to the security policy that you wish to apply the rate control for. Under the security policy, and mine is Alpha Security Policy, go down to DOS Protection, and this is where you can see the rate controls that are currently being applied or available for this policy. There are 3 rules that are created by default whenever a security policy is created. Now, these are rules that were created by Akamai. Origin error, which protects customers from traffic that generates a lot of error traffic, errors that are coming from the server. Page view requests, which is focusing on non-cacheable content going to the server. And post page requests, which is focusing specifically on post method requests going to the server. If you wish to create a new rate control or edit these 3 rate controls, there are 2 ways to do that. You can go up to the very top and select shared resources and then select rate policies, or you can go over here to the gear and select manage rate policies. Here you can see the rate policies that were created by default. And if you wanted to edit one, you have the ability to simply go in here, make an edit, and select save, and that will edit that particular rate control. If you wish to create a new one, go ahead and select the plus button on the right-hand side. And here you can start to create your rate control policy. First thing you want to do is name it. So I will go ahead and name it rate control for search page. For the sake of the demo, I will make this a very simple description. We'll keep this to a client identifier, but you do have the ability to select client IP and user agent, or client session ID and cookie name. Make sure that the request is coming from client to edge, but there are other things that we can do. Typically, it would either be client to edge or request from origin to edge. Those are the 2 most common ones. But client to edge means end user to Akamai edge. Then I could set my thresholds. The first one is considered a burst threshold, and that is a 5-second window. So we're looking at how many requests per second during a 5-second window. And I will put this to 6. So that means that 6 requests per second are allowed during a 5-second window. If at any time an end user goes above 6 requests a second for a 5-second window, it will then go ahead and trigger the rate control policy. The average threshold is a number of hits per second during a 2-minute window or 2-minute period. This one I can actually make a little lower, so I'll go ahead and set that at 4. That means that we're going to allow 4 hits per second during a 2-minute window. The next thing I can do is select website path or APIs, and I'm going to go ahead and keep this as a website path. And then I can actually create the match or does not match criteria. And there's quite a bit I can do on this. I can either match or not match on a network. So if I wanted to exclude a network, I could actually select this and then put does not match. And I could actually exclude a network so that it doesn't apply the rate control. I could do that with an IP, a network list. I can actually do a match on path. And I can also do things like match on a specific request header or request method. I'm going to go ahead and create a rate control specifically for a search path that uses post. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out the request method for post. I'm going to go ahead and create my path, which is search. Now what I did was I did a / wildcard symbol /, which means that anything that fits this particular path will trigger. I don't need the AS number because I'm not going to bypass that. So I will go ahead and remove that. And if I wanted to, I could even make this host name specific. So if I wanted to actually add this for example.akamai.com, that way, if my security policy is covering multiple hosts, I can actually select one specifically, or I can leave that blank and it will apply to all hosts. Then I can go ahead and select save. And then if I go back to the policy itself, my new rule shows up, and at this point, I can go ahead and select it for alert or deny. Akamai recommends putting any new rule into alert mode, pushing it to staging and then production, see how the rule works and how it reacts to your traffic before putting anything in deny. If I set it to alert, it will set it for alert and it will notify it and create and generate alert logs. One thing that's unique with rate controls is if I set this to deny, the deny will actually extend for a full 10 minutes, which means if someone goes above the threshold that was set, they will be denied any and all requests for a full 10 minutes. If during the 10 minutes, the client slows down the traffic to go below the thresholds, once the 10 minutes is up, they will be allowed back onto the application. If the client continues to exceed the thresholds while in the 10-minute period, they'll stay in deny for another 10 minutes and will be reviewed during that time. And if they continue to stay above threshold, they will continue to be denied. Now that I've selected this, all I have to do then is go ahead and activate this into staging and then into production. Akamai always recommends doing a functional test of the configuration in staging before pushing to production. This concludes adding a rate policy to your Kona Site Defender security policy. Thank you for your time.